Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Ram, official truck of the Detroit Red Wings. By Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Xfinity, your home for most live sports. And on this Saturday afternoon here at Joe Louis Arena, Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. The Wings have won 5 straight here in points in 13 of 15. Our 2 goaltenders today brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Chad Johnson, somewhat of a surprise start, just his second the past 15 as Yaroslav Halak gets the day off. Johnson's a big goaltender at 6'3". Peter Mrazek been pulled in 2 of his last 4. As Al Sabatka, will he get the crowd revved up here? You betcha. It's an afternoon game and Al's ready to go. The Octopus already made its appearance. Peter Mrazek, his trademark is being mentally tough, even at the young age of 22. So we'll see how he responds after a rough 2 periods in Tampa Thursday. He'll have to respond against the captain, John Tavares, who's been outstanding. 23 goals, 48 points. He had 4 goals in the All-Star game. Didn't get the MVP, mind you. And in part, that's why Yaroslav Halak has the afternoon off. He went to the All-Star game, and they're going to give him some time off here, sort of a break for 5 days or so for the Islanders. Tavares starts with Grabowski and Bailey. The Red Wings start Datsyuk, Helm, and Tatar. As it's picked up here by Mikhail Grabowski, former Toronto Maple Leaf, who came over from Toronto along with Nikolai Kulemin. They each signed 4-year deals as free agents after leaving the Leafs. Over the stick of Kronwall. Kronwall will go back and get it, set one over the head of Helm. This will result in an icing 30 seconds into the game, our first stoppage minute.
Yes, and this team outshot the Red Wings 32-18, Jack Capuano's team. The last time in here, they're a very, very good hockey team. It's no accident. The goaltending is solid. Tavares is a veteran superstar, and these young kids are complementing this team very well throughout their lineup. And you just mentioned a couple of guys, Grabowski, Kulemin. They had Boychuk and Leddy. I mean, these guys are solid NHLers, so they've become a very, very good hockey team very quickly.
They kept their core group together. They've drafted very well, and as you say, signed some key free agents and made some key deals. Did Garth Snow. He was heavily criticized a while ago, especially in the Thomas Vanek deal, for sure. Gave up a first, but picked up Leddy and Boychuk, and that helped save some things, and the Islanders have never looked back. A bouncing puck down ice will result in another icing against the Red Wings, and Johnny Boychuk, as Boston was under some cap issues, and he leads the Islander defenseman with 25 points, does Boychuk, and you put him and Leddy on the back end. He's got a terrific shot from back there, and a righty indeed.
A lot of people feel the Boston Bruins miss him dearly. Now the Bruins are starting to get it back again. They're one of the hottest teams in the league with the Red Wings right now.
There's a point shot from Boychuk that just went wide of the goal. Over there is Quincy on defense with DeKaiser. Now Nyquist has it. Over here to Zetterberg. And knocked away by the Islanders and sent ahead by Nick Leddy, who was acquired from Chicago October 4th. Zetterberg. He got nailed into the wall by Michael Grabner. He missed the first 25 games of the season, injured for the Islanders. Number 40 up there, waiting for Kronwall to move it. And in fact, he did. Zetterberg a lead pass here for Jonathan Ericsson. Going after it is Luke Glendening. Out there along with Stephen Weiss and Riley Sheahan for the Red Wings. Mishandled by Hickey. Hickey able to move it. Now Clutterbuck. This is a good 4th line, and they like to hit for the Islanders. This is Zizekas and Matt Martin. They'll throw the body whenever they can. Picked up by Alexei Marchenko, the right-handed shooting defenseman, just up from Grand Rapids. As Xavier Ouellet was sent back down. A little help there as the linesman grabbed the boards and didn't hit the ice. Zizekas tried to get through. Riley Sheahan's got it. Crowd lively early on here on this Saturday afternoon. Sent through by Hammond. Weiss knocked off Datsyuk's stick. Weiss checked there by Martin. Datsyuk out of the crowd patiently settles down away from Tavares. Got help from Tatar though. As jumping in on it was Kelvin DeHaan. Tavares into the middle. Backhand. Good stop there. And a good opportunity there for Josh Bailey. First round pick of the Islanders in 08. to the line to DeHaan, and a shot missed the target. And a good screen put on Mrazek. He wouldn't have seen that puck. Sent by Marchenko to an open wing, and another icing against Detroit.
No, we've looked at the Red Wings this year, last year. They're much improved, and so is this team. Look at the difference there.
It's safe to say that Garth Snow not made those two deals early for Leddy and Boychuk, they would not be where they are.
Right. Absolutely.
They've got 13 draft picks in their lineup. They drafted well. They picked up some waiver claims, and like Hickey and Straight, acquiring Boychuk and Leddy. Halak and Visnovsky returns to the lineup today. After being injured, saved by Mrazek. Big rebound, sent away.
20 points better. That's not by accident, for sure.
Tied with the Red Wings coming into play here this afternoon. Oh, good backdoor pass. And a good opportunity for Anders Lee. Red Wings now will move it ahead. Lead pass for Helm. Just too far, another icing. Wow. Oh no, they say called off.
That was probably should have been called.
Brought on by Leddy, the good skating defenseman. The former first-round pick of the Minnesota Wild. Sometimes it's all about the right situation and getting your spot, and that's been the case for Leddy. Here's Glendening. Glendening going in, cutting to the goal. And Johnson got a piece of that. Johnson in goal for the Islanders, a former CCHA Player of the Year. And as a senior back in 08-09, playing for Alaska Fairbanks and a Hobie Baker finalist. Brendan Smith on defense now with Marchenko again. Drew Miller gets it in. Out there with Yurko and Anderson for the Red Wings. Knocked down at center by Smith. Good lift to the stick by Anderson coming back to prevent the Islanders from getting through.
Well, is that weird, seeing a right-hand shot on the blue line?
Sure
Marchenko
is.
over there with Smith right now. That's very strange.
Whoa, big hit, Yurko on Hickey. At center, Visnovsky. Lubomir Visnovsky, now Martin in the middle. Had it knocked off his stick. Slick little play there by Yurko, and a return check this time on him by Cizikas.
You don't keep your head down too long in the middle of the ice like that. You'll end up on your rear end.
Trying to get that nice play there by Zetterberg.
Grabowski's got good speed to the outside, and the old man just tricked him. And although a penalty's going to result coming out of that, and it's going to be against the Islanders after that nice defensive play by the veteran Zetterberg. Look at that. One hand on the arm, one hand on the puck. Boom. And Luke Glendening, 20 games ago, would not have even tried this. But with 6 goals now, and 2 on that last road trip, he's trying all kinds of things. He's got confidence in the offensive part of the game. Good for him. Cool hand Luke. Big hit by Yurko, who's back in a couple of games after being out for a while with injury and a bad back.
So Grabowski ran into Mrazek, and that's why the call was made after the fine play by Zetterberg. So the Red Wings go to a power play. They were 0 for 2 in the first meeting against the Islanders. Good keep in there by the Kaiser. Datsuk finds Tatar. Tatar checks shot, scores! Roof job, Tatar!
What a needle thread that was. Wow. That took 12 seconds. And all of this because Danny DeKeyser made a great play at the blue line to keep it in. Right there. That puck was up in the air. He knocked it down. And then Datsuk smartly hits Tatar. He goes to the outside. He gets a screen, a bit of a screen right there. And how he got it around Helm and into that top corner, this one will tell us. Oh, my goodness. Look at Helm get out of the way. I don't think it hit him. Beautiful shot. And how do you like that, Mr. Tatar? Hot sauce is at it again.
Well, you featured him in our open here tonight. If you look at his numbers through the year, he might go 2 or 3 games with no points, and then he gets streaky. Well, It's his time now. Gone a few with none. Gets a goal early here. And as we say, just a minus player. 1 game the past dozen.
So that's his 7th goal in the month of January, so it's a pretty good month. 22nd of the year, and the Red Wings, for the first time in a while, get a with the first goal.
Look at that number. 10 power play goals in the first dozen seconds of a power play for the Red Wings. That is number 1 in the National Hockey League. And we mentioned off the top, the Islander penalty killing 29th at just 73%.
Here's that keep-in I looked about right here. Look at the Kaiser right on the line. I mean, this is supposed to be an icing. Or not icing, but an icing without the penalty kill. And Tatar off balance. That's exactly what we talked about in the open. That compete level for this guy. He's down, he's up, he's off balance. He never quits. And he got rewarded there. And a great play by Pavel Datsyuk as well. So
the Islanders have now allowed 8 power play goals their past 6 games. And this game, the 6th, has a lot of time left in it. And while the Red Wing penalty killing on their own hasn't been very good, if they can take advantage of the mismatch in special teams the other way, power play to the Islanders penalty killing, that will greatly help them in this regard this afternoon. Red Wings in the midst of a change as Visnovsky played it back. John Tavares checked at center. Quincy, defense with the Kaiser. Tipped through, just too far for Weiss. Visnovsky moved it. Stephen Weiss had to go off his skate as to scamper over. Smith will need one up the glass. Too far for Glendening. Red Wings with it again. Marchenko to center, intercepted by Visnovsky, who's been out since January 4th with an upper body injury until today. Ryan Strome put it wide of the goal. Strome's got it again. Got 34 points in the season at number 18 for the Islanders. Points per game for 60 minutes of action in the top 5 in the National Hockey League.
pretty good for he and Lee both first full years with the Islanders, and 2 good young players complementing all the other assets they've got on this team.
Anders Lee, number 27 for the Islanders, a former college roommate on the road with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish with Riley Sheahan. So they're good pals.
A couple of big lads. If they ever played together on the same line, it'd be a tough couple of guys to move. Lee is 225, and Sheahan's still growing, and he's nicely over 200 as well.
Puck knocked down for Cizikas. To the line it comes to Hamonic. Shot deflected and over top of the net. And then Martin got shoved off the puck. Hamonic with it over for Calvin DeHaan. Red Wings in the midst of a change over Cal Clutterbuck's stick. Dustin Brown came along. Clutterbuck has been a perennial leader in hits in the National Hockey League. And then Matt Martin taking that honor, and now they're on the same line. Here's Nyquist able to knock it down. Puck back to the net. Zetterberg tried to get it. Brock Nelson for the Islanders. 15-goal shooter. And a shot there from Nyquist held by Chad Johnson. Well, getting closer to returning for the Red Wings is Jimmy Howard. We'll look at his progress when we come back.
9:20 this morning, 15 degrees. Saturday morning in Detroit, Michigan. Jimmy Howard's at it in his comeback. He's been out 9 games. Dan Cleary on the ice, Kindle on the ice, giving him a workout with Jimmy Bedard, the goaltending coach. And you've got some news on the other guy.
Jonas Gustafsson starting tonight in Grand Rapids against Milwaukee. So he's close to returning from his shoulder issue. Brian Lashoff, who cleared waivers, also playing tonight for Grand Rapids against Milwaukee. And good for Brian. He cleared waivers. That's good for the Red Wings, too, for depth. And at least he'll get some playing time. He needed to play.
He hasn't played in a while. That's right.
Abdelkader turns out front with it. And Jonas Gustafsson gets the start. And to think Jared Coro, consecutive shutouts for the Griffins. And it'll be Gustafsson getting playing time. So Coro's been playing well for Jeff Blashill and company. Good work by Abdelkader. Back to the line. The shot into a crowd in front. Played ahead here for Grabner. Zetterberg got it ahead for Gus Nyquist. 7 points the past 5 games for Nyquist. No streaking Red Wings per se after the loss 5-1 at Tampa Bay.
No, but they've been getting the scoring spread out all around. And that's the reason they're one of the hottest teams in the league right now, in spite of having had a night that they'd like to forget as a team the other night in Tampa Bay.
Helm will turn with it. Helm scored his 9th goal on Thursday. Off a couple of Islanders, off Grabowski. Played back here, Jonathan Ericsson.
Now the Red Wings get home very, very late. Friday morning early from Tampa Bay, but they practiced yesterday and had Mike Babcock told me, a very good practice in spite of the late arrival. And of course, no pregame skate today with a 2 o'clock start for either team.
Hamonic to center with a good pass they call just offside. Well, Pavel Datsyuk moving up the ladder for the Red Wings. We'll tell you which one next. Helm all alone.
Here come the Habs.
For Pavel Datsyuk. He's got an assist this afternoon. As we look at our Flagstar Bank Star Watch, it ties him for 5th all-time in assists in Red Wings history with another great Russian, Sergei Fedorov.
Isn't it interesting? Look at all 4 of those guys. 20 years. They got those numbers with the same team. Now, Gordy played in Hartford after Detroit, but all for 20 years, 4 guys. That's unbelievable. The same uniform. Oh, boy.
And Sergei could have stayed, but...
Yeah.
Played by Johnson.
Well, no thanks to Pete Carmanos on that deal.
Well, a match, but, you know, after that, too, in a departure.
Yeah.
He continued to play overseas as well. Backhanded in by Yurko. Out to play it is Johnson. Chad Johnson beat the Red Wings while a member of the Phoenix Coyotes back in April of 2013. His only appearance against Detroit before this afternoon. Too far for Drew Miller. Poked it ahead for Yurko in his 2nd game back after missing 8 with a sore lower back.
Been strong tonight here in the first 12 minutes of this game, laying the body on.
Yurko taken by Leddy. Flipped out through center for Grabowski. It was intercepted, and Red Wings just onside. Zetterberg put a bouncer in on Johnson. Wojciech cleared it around. Back in for Bailey. In front of the net for Grabowski, who was tied up by Kronwall, and that allowed Mrazek to hold on. While the Joe will host its first Big Ten men's ice hockey tourney, March 19th through the 21st. Single session tickets go on sale this Monday, starting at $20, or buy 3-day passes today, starting at $45. Call 313-471-7575 now. Ticket executives are standing by. And if you were here last night or watching on Fox Sports Detroit, you saw a dandy between the Wolverines and the Spartans, saved by Mrazek. And if that's a prelude to what the Big Ten will hold, that'll be something. Here comes Datsyuk after that puck. Dylan Larkin, the Red Wings draft pick, scored a goal for the Wolverines, but the Spartans won the game 2-1, and they got him in here with a shoehorn last night. This place was jammed to the rafters, and Ricky Redmond here as well. And all the Red Wing staff, Ken
Young
Holland,
crowd.
Ryan Martin, Mike Babcock, all taking in the game for Dylan Larkin. Tatar circles the net in front of the goal. And a stick on that before it found its way to Helm, who got it back to Kronwall. And Eriksson shot, saved by Johnson, gathers it back in, and a face-off coming up.
Well, this line of Tatar, Datsyuk, and Helm, since thrown together a few weeks ago, has been dangerous almost every shift on the ice. Darren Helm with that great speed, and usually Ed Bukater's been on Datsyuk's wing, and he likes that. He said he carries the piano, he doesn't play it. But Helm's got that great Speedy Gonzalez speed, creates a lot of things, and Tatar is tireless at working, and Datsyuk's got as good a set of hands as anybody in the game.
Back here for the Kaiser. Good feet in front. Turnaround shot by Nyquist, but it was blocked. Nyquist, Abdelkader, and Zetterberg, the forward line for the Red Wings. Quincy and De Kaiser. Or as we like to call the pair now, the De Quincy pair.
The De Quincy, what is it? The De Quincy,
De Quincy pair, that's all. Works. Oh, hit from behind, but not into the boards was Abdelkader. He's all right. Gets up and keeps control of the puck. Zetterberg. They give him some space. Now a shot. Blocked in front by DeHaan. Brock Nelson with a feed through. Kuhlman couldn't finish that. Mrazek makes the save off the attempt from Anders Lee. De Kaiser for Abdelkader. A bouncing puck. Glendening's got it. Glendening to the goal. Oh, replay of his last shift.
Yeah.
Or earlier in the game, a shift right in early on. Glendening's getting that confidence just for little plays like that.
You see it in his jump and his step.
Eriksson beat Strome to the puck, then it hopped over his stick. Strome to the high slot. Hit a skate in front off the attempt by Frans Nielsen, number 51. Riley Shane. Around Nielsen, then to Weiss. Saved by Johnson, and Boychuk just puts the puck right back into him and says, hold on to this. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Trevor, and Jimmy Devellano was instrumental in hiring Al Arbour for the New York Islanders, their head coach from 73 to 86, 1,500 games coached. Look at those wins, and we want to send out our best. Al Arbour not doing too well these days, and Al, we're thinking of you, one of the greatest coaches of all time.
I was fortunate enough to be around that Islander team, 79, 80, 81, and 82. They won 4 straight cups. Kenny Morrow played that Olympic team, U.S. Olympics, in 1980, went right to the team. Butch Goring was a big part of that. He's over in the other press box today doing the Islanders color. And Denny Potvin, the great defenseman. Gillies, what a team they had. Gillies and Potvin. And Mike Bossy, Nystrom, the tough guy. Gillies was like Jethro, they called him. Was he a tough guy?
And the director of scouting was Jimmy Devellano. For coming to Detroit as Mr. Ilitch's first hire here.
Brian Trottier, one of the best centers in the game. There's a net line, Gillies, Trottier, and Bossy. But he had 9 straight 50-goal years, Mike Bossy.
Yeah.
Boy.
De Kaiser. Over the head of Thomas Hickey. Datsyuk on him, then Tavares has it. Tavares lost it. Helm blocked. Good move on Tavares. Got it through for Tatar. Here's the power play goal this afternoon. De Kaiser in front. Chipped over top by Datsyuk. Nice setup by De Kaiser to Pavel. And held by Johnson.
And a really good first period for number 65, the big guy. He's made a couple of nice plays to the front. Datsyuk just tried to redirect this puck. Strange way, but it's all he could do because it was a pass intended for Datsyuk. This is one of the strangest redirects you'll see because it was in his feet and it was on his forehand, not on his backhand. So De Kaiser's been good. Kept the puck in on the only goal of the game by Tatar. And boy, he just looks more and more comfortable every day in a young career that's going to last a long time, I'd say.
Kronwall couldn't handle it, and this they don't call intentional offside.
Big difference. Danny De Kaiser came out of college at 22, 23 years old. Whole lot of difference than a kid 18 or 19 trying to make the adjustment to the NHL.
Well, that's what was so noticeable last night. You see a kid like Dylan Larkin, who just turned 18, the Red Wing draft pick. And you see the kids that are 22 years old, like Zach Hyman, the Florida draft pick, who's leading everybody. He was terrific last night. But Larkin's keeping up as an 18-year-old with 22-year-olds. That's not easy to do as a freshman in college.
No.
So if you imagine coming up to this level, you got to be a little bit.
It's a great measuring stick for a young player. As you get better when you're growing up, then you move on to higher and better competition, and you test yourself against those guys. And that's exactly what's going on with Dylan Larkin right now.
Zetterberg threw one back to Mrazek will play. Mrazek, a very good puck-handling netminder.
Shots have been stingy in this first period. 17 minutes have gone by. We've only got 12 shots.
Intercepted at center. Kuhlman knocked away by Quincy. Kuhlman's got 11 goals this season for the Islanders. As Nick said in our open this afternoon, they've done a lot of that so-called secondary scoring. Here's Weiss. Went off a body to the corner for DeHaan, chased by Glendening. Back of the net for Brock Nelson. Given away. Anderson forced Johnson to make a save. Weiss from the rebound, couldn't bury that. To the line, Brendan Smith, one-timer tipped in front of the goal. Penalty upcoming. Glendening interference. The referees this afternoon, Eric Furlat made that call. Chris Rooney working the game with him.
Well, you could be the ref here.
Who charged number 41, minor penalty offense?
In too tight on the goaltender. Well, the Red Wings scored on their power play goal when Grabowski was in for goaltender interference, and now Glendening in the box, hoping the Red Wings that the Islanders don't follow suit in that regard.
The goaltender's smart. He does exactly what Johnson did there. Got a guy right on the edge of his crease, move out, run into him, fall back, and it's going to get called.
Islander power play 12th in the league. They've got 4 power play goals their past 5 games. And the return of this man, Wisnowski, may help them as well.
He's a good quarterback, always has been on the power play.
Red Wing penalty killing is 10th, but 5th best in the NHL at home. And as we spoke of, not good lately anywhere, as it was early, but here's a break as Helm tries to catch up to that puck. A looping puck onto his stick, but in just a little too deep. Good try, though, by the Red Wings. Helm will go off. Wisnowski with it in his 15th season. 1:20 to go in period number 1. A minute to go in the Glendening penalty. Leddy turning. Over to Boychuk. They've been together since day 1 of this season on the Islander blue line. The pair acquired through deals same day. Leddy on the left. Boychuk on the right. Leddy looks to his left. Bailey drop back. Now Boychuk. Back for Leddy. Pass too far for Grabowski, and then Boychuk took the shot. Miller got in front of him. And DeKaiser gets it the rest of the way down the ice.
Boychuk has got a bomb back there. He's a big guy. And he's got great leverage if you give him time back there at the blue line to let that baby go.
Islanders gave up 2 seconds to Boston to acquire him. That was part of the Bruins' struggles early on. They missed him.
Sure did.
Especially when they ran into some problems in the back end, the injuries into Chara. Leddy toward the goal, knocked away. Sheahan. Penalty over. 0 for 1 of the Islanders. No shots on that power play.
Glendening doesn't end up in the penalty box very often. 24 minutes now.
Knocked down by Helm. Zetterberg has to hurry. Back in front. And no shot there for Detroit. But they get the one shot that counts on the power play. From that man, his 22nd for number 21, Thomas Tatar. And yes, a great shot for him and Alexei Marchenko. Fine Russian defenseman will guest with John Keating coming up. Maybe John can ask him a question in Russian. I doubt it, but we'll see. Welcome back on Fox Sports Detroit and a live shot in the concourse here at Joe Louis Arena. There's a few more years of that concourse before the new building. And Thomas Tatar. Fine first period for him. Giving him 9 points the past 10 games now. Good keep in by DeKeyser. Top shelf.
The son of a gun scores goals that a lot of guys wouldn't. He's off balance. It's unbelievable. That couldn't have come any closer to the goalpost and the crossbar. He's like a cartoon character, boy. He's down, he's up, he's all over the place. He never stops.
And we'll find out. Maybe it's Thomas Tatar. Stay tuned to Red Wings Live following the game. We'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings player of the game, presented by single, double, and triple cheeseburgers from McDonald's. Here's a cartoon character for you, Mick. SpongeBob.
Well,
boy, our producer Mark Isofano, our director Brian Watts, they're right on top of things.
he's bobbing around like Tatar.
He absorbs a hit probably a little easier.
A lot of kids here today. It's great to see the smiles on their faces there at a Red Wing game, and this kid never stops smiling. He loves to play, he loves to compete. He's not very big, but everywhere he's gone, he's scored goals. And he's here to stay.
And you know all the talk about the Red Wings looking to acquire a right-handed defenseman, and everybody says Thomas Tatar. When other teams inquire and they ask about a roster player, it's Tatar and it's Nyquist.
Sorry, wrong number.
Yeah, that's right.
We ain't biting.
So second period underway. Pretty good. Well-played first period here on a Saturday afternoon at Joe Louis Arena. Glad you're with us on Fox Sports Detroit. That'll be held by Mrazek, who his past 4 starts has been pulled a couple of times. Now, he took the loss to the Islanders on December 19th. Jimmy Howard started that game, left with a groin injury in a 1-1 tie. Mrazek stopped 22 shots, but he let in 1, and the Red Wings lost the game 2-1 to the Islanders. And Mrazek looking for a bounce-back afternoon. As those play is offside. Those past 4 starts that Peter has had, at a 5.36 goals against average and an 842 save percentage the past 4 starts for Mrazek. So that just has not been good enough. And we're allowing 5 on 15 and 2 periods in Tampa. Thursday was gone. Thomas McCollum, what a great third period he had, stopping all 17 shots.
Oh, yeah.
Big boost for his confidence.
Well, you could see even at the end of the game, the Red Wings got whacked 5-1, and all the players were very happy for him that he did what he did, and he was standing on his head. 17 shots Tampa Bay got in the third period, and a lot of them were really good scoring chances. The kid was great.
Off the stick, Abdelkader back in front. And again, in case you joined us a little later this afternoon, Jonas Gustafsson gets the start against Milwaukee for Grand Rapids. Tonight,
Wide open.
off to Hahn, back in front, off a skate, Abdelkader to the corner. Was checked by Nielsen. Out of DeKeyser's reach. Boychuk, the defenseman, moves in deep and has it for the Islanders. Checked hard there by Quincy. Freed up for DeKeyser. Held in by Leddy. To the other side for Boychuk. Off his stick. Abdelkader was checked. Buck Nelson. To the line for Leddy. Shot to the goal, and Strome just missed a redirect. Quincy got one ahead at center. All alone, though, was Nyquist, and the Red Wings, it's a signal for a change. Nick Leddy leads the attack for the Islanders, tipped by Michael Grabner. Tapped around by Eriksson to Kronwall. Glendening ahead for Weiss. Into the Islanders zone it goes. Sheahan will go in after it. Eriksson sent it back his way. Sheahan took his man out as Wisnowski moves it for Grabner. Speedy number 40 up for Nikolai Kulemin, who was checked by Glendening. Ooh, and that was a tough one to handle. Eriksson and Mrazek, like we said, let me stop that for you. Luke Glendening. Martin with a rink-wide pass for Clutterbuck. Mrazek able to move it. Brendan Smith up the left wing boards. And Anderson taken out of the play. Wisnowski for DeHaan. Calvin DeHaan, a 100-footer. Save.
It's a bad rebound right there. That's one of the things that Peter Mrazek needs to get cleaned up. Nobody around him. 50, 60-foot shot. You got to suck that one up and not give a rebound like that.
In goes Hamonic, lifting the stick of Yurko, who was able to recover against the Islander defenseman. Brendan Smith was forced. Cleared it up the boards, kept in though by Tavares for Bailey. Josh Bailey off Mrazek, another rebound right out front. Smith for Miller. Yurko goes after it. Yurko out of the corner. At the half boards was checked. And then Datsuk took it away from Tavares. Pinching in went to Kaiser. The puck out to center. Quincy's got it. Play on side. Linesman in the middle of everything over there.
Quincy just did. He lifted the stick of Yurko, his teammate. I don't know if he was thinking, don't touch it, we're in a line change. Or
could have been, he was thinking maybe offside it. He touched it away.
Yeah.
Into the slot. Datsuk! And a save by Johnson. Here's Tatar, the shot. Hit a body in front. Good stick check there by Helm. Helm in front of the goal. Tatar try. Following up. Datsuk couldn't bury that. Point shot. Partially fanned on by DeKaiser. Taken by Tatar. Through skates for DeKaiser. Tried to find Helm's side of the net. Knocked out of the air by Datsuk. Not with a high stick. Got it through to Helm. Helm delays back in front and a lift to the stick. Grabowski on Tatar. Lead pass Zetterberg. Busting through Leddy and Nielsen. Good takeaway by the Red Wing captain. Moving up was Eriksson. Helped back by Nyquist to Zetterberg. Into the slot. Abdelkader fanned on it. Nyquist finds the puck. Nyquist to the middle. To the line. Zetterberg turning with it. Patiently. Into the middle. Abdelkader. And a backhander wide. Strome tried to chip it ahead, and Eriksson able to knock it down.
A couple of good shifts by Detroit here. Got the Islanders on their heels. Crowd loving it.
Nyquist coming in. Zetterberg back for Nyquist. Abdelkader. Dropped it off.
Come on, Peter.
Play. Grabner out comes Mrazek.
Attaboy.
Strome's got it, and getting back in goal was Mrazek to make the save.
That's a timely decision by the young goaltender, boy, to come out like that, and it was perfect.
Now Glendening stopped by Wisnowski. Riley Sheahan follows up. Checked by Wisnowski. Glendening couldn't come up with it. Nelson for the Islanders. Quincy was hit. Weiss got it to Sheahan to the line, knocked down by Nikolai Kulemin. Down low it goes. Boychuk back in front. And failing to bury it was Nelson. Hit a stick on the way through to him. And in a little deep. Nelson, with his stick in behind him, managed to make the play. Red Wings in the midst of a change here. Lead pass, Casey Cizikas. In for Matt Martin. To the point for DeHaan. Too far for his defense partner. Out at center, knocked down by Miller. And Johnson taking no chances. He'll hang on. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Well, the Islanders, I don't know how they didn't tie this game. Red Wings dodge a bullet here thanks to Kyle Quincy's stick. And this puck ends up in the feet of Brock Nelson. It goes through Brendan Smith into the feet of Nelson. You wonder, how did he get it? Oh, no. And an Abdelkader tried to make a play at the line, and look what happens here. Away they go, and away he goes. Mrazek says, I don't think so. The race is on. And watch what happens here, though. Watch this Islander. There's the key. They shoot the puck, but he's still not onside. That goal wouldn't have counted anyway. So Nice read by Peter Mrazek, and had the fans buzzing on that one.
I wonder, though, if it wouldn't have counted, because when that puck goes in on net, the whistle should have gone. I'm wondering if the linesman thought it was onside. That would have been a debate for you.
And it's not reviewable either.
No.
No, I guess it would have been.
Yeah.
I mean,
It went right to the goaltender, plays offside.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Well, sometimes they don't do that anymore. They used to all the time. You're right.
All right.
They always blew the whistle when the puck came near the net and the guy was offside. But they're more lenient with people trying to tag up these days. If it goes in, and like you point out, hopefully they see it and say no goal because he was offside. They gotta look at it here. Here's the Islander player caught deep in the zone, and the shot comes right. Now it's over the line. See, he's right there, so he can't miss it. You know.
I don't know if linesman ever. Oh no, you see, there it was. Well,
when
it would have been.
He tagged up. He tagged up. That's why he did.
But when the puck went in the net, though,
he wasn't out yet. No.
That shot misses the net of Mrazek. Because if the puck had it gone in the net.
It's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. But it didn't.
Boychuk, too far for Tavares. Eriksson over to Nick Conwell. Sent by Tatar through. Tatar with Helman Datsyuk for Detroit. That's something out of play into the bench.
Well, a moment ago, I said it's a tough enough game to play without your own players checking you. Watch what Quincy does with Yurko here. I think he's thinking it's a line change. Watch him. He looks like, hey, don't touch that. Apparently the rink mics picked up that they were yelling at him, don't touch it, don't touch it. I think he was thinking, which is really being in the game, we're in the middle of a line change, you're going off, you touch that puck. We got too many men on the ice.
Yeah, smart.
So Quincy was, the Quincy, we'll read that book again.
Yeah.
Nice job. Communication, boy, is huge in this game. Lightning seconds going by.
Played by Nielsen, back here to Hickey. Sent in by Wisnowski. Grabowski. Zetterberg on him. Grabowski, Nielsen, and Kuhlman for the Islanders. Saved by Mrazek. And injured is Zetterberg.
How does that not get called? And I'm here to tell you now, watch this play. Zetterberg's going, you guys, what are you looking at? It almost ends up in the net. And he got basically clipped by the follow-through. But watch the hook that they think they should have been called. It'll be against the Kaiser right there. And he gets hooked off the puck. And then the shot bang. And Zetterberg got clipped there. So all kinds of stuff going on in that shift. And nothing called, nothing in the net. Still 1-0 Detroit.
Normally you do have to be responsible for your stick. But more often than not, on a follow-through of a shot, that won't be called.
Brian Berard would have a big argument with you on that.
Well, that was Hossa. That was Hossa, yeah.
Back in Toronto a few years ago. Had to retire because of it eventually. Lost the sight of too much of the sight of one eye, and that almost got something in the face. Jeez.
Caught an Islander on the bench.
Better be, that hit him on the ear, didn't it?
Yeah. Boychuk.
It's okay, kid. It's okay, kid. You'll be all right. Got him on the ear. There's no protection.
He's cut.
Jeez.
Oh, boy.
I mean, well, I'm not going to say it. You know what I'm thinking.
No, I know.
He almost loses his head.
Yeah.
You know,
but there is that fall through of a shot.
Yeah, easy call to make.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's a fall through. Yeah, I know. That's long been debated. It's certainly nothing intentional to hit the Red Wing captain.
As I said, in the old days, a guy got cut. It wasn't an accident. He was supposed to.
Mrazek will hold on to that.
Accidents all over the place because they're reckless. Way too reckless.
Hank Zetterberg's looking for a new visor.
Yeah.
And Boychuk is having his ear repaired. Here's the puck hitting him on the bench as Wisnowski to tipped off Glendening. And he's mad at Wisnowski.
What the?
But that went off Glendening.
He said, "What the heck?" Good boy, John. Have a good sense of humor.
Nobody's safe.
I wonder who said that. Nobody's safe is right.
They're hockey players. They get a smile about it.
Honest to God.
Zetterberg will have some repairs to the visor. I would guess so. Strange to see him without one.
I know, it's weird, eh? I wonder if he doesn't get it if he'll go out. I'd say he will. I'd say he will.
Tatar got to that face-off to clear it down. Hamonic. For DeHaan. Quincy first back. Josh Bailey's got it. 8 goals, 22 points in the season for Bailey. Tavares' shot went wide. Made a goal and an assist Thursday. A loss by the Islanders to the Bruins did Tavares. 9 shots on goal Thursday night. Given up by the Islanders. Good play by Helm to get around Strome. Boy, he's been savvy. Stick check by Smith on Cal Grafowski. Henrik Zetterberg.
Oh boy, Hank. Oh, he's got the new visor on?
Oh, Paul Boyer works quick.
He does that.
No icing. Zetterberg will carry ahead. Nyquist. Straddling line to stay on side was Applicator. Nyquist, good play. Red Wings are offside though. Well, Alexei Marchenko's making his season debut. He played 1 game last year with the Red Wings. More on him in a moment. At the age of 8, Alexei Marchenko went to English school in Russia, and it proved to do pretty well with John Keating answering his questions in our first intermission. The Red Wings were his favorite team growing up because of the Russian Five. Well, part of our local Toyota dealers brings you the scouting report on Alexei Marchenko, who was passed over in the draft as an 18-year-old due to a spleen injury. And then the Red Wings took him in 2011 in the 7th round.
He's a big lad. Down by the dressing room before the game, he came out of the hallway from the soccer game, and boy, this kid's got some height to him. He says he's 6'2", but
Grabowski in front, no one there.
He looks bigger than that to me.
Grabowski. Check by Kronwall. Abdelkader got that puck ahead. Yurko. Leddy threw it up the middle, and the Islanders tried to break free, couldn't.
Red Wings are trying to change here.
Grabowski went off a skate to the corner. Grabowski out with Cizikas and Kulemin. Applicator hit by Martin, and now the Islanders in the midst of a change. Cizikas ahead for Martin, a big collision at the Red Wing bench as they were changing. And Applicator went down.
Get the linesman, Savvy.
Quincy saw the hit coming from Martin.
He liked to hit that Martin, the big boy. You got to keep your head up, boy, when you're against him. Red Wing defense still trying to make a change. They got the opposite pairings. It's Kronwall that's caught on the ice.
Well, Martin has friends and family here, hailing from Windsor. He's in there mucking for that puck again.
His far side's open.
Clutterbuck blocked. Quincy got a skate on. Then Quincy has it on his stick, got checked. There's Clutterbuck with it. Clutterbuck threw it right back through the middle. Bailey sent it. It was blocked. Bailey again, another shot. And Mrazek's got that as he got plowed into, although Quincy helped it along a little bit.
You got to call a penalty on that. I don't know how he stopped it. He never saw it. You could hear the thump of the puck hitting the pads up here in the press box.
Well, nothing was hitting them Thursday night. Good thing they're hitting them tonight.
Couldn't hit a bull in the rear end with a banjo, they said. No, you're right about that. Now, they've done a good job holding the Islanders to... That'll be the 10th shot on goal, and Quincy did hog time, Calgary Stampede style, so yeah, you're right about that. Well, they say Mrazek's a battler, and this is a test for his young testament to be a pro hockey player, boy. Toughest position in the game because you're the last line of defense, and boy, oh boy, you can look awful bad and feel embarrassed, but you got to get over it, keep your head up, and move on.
Yeah, to a man, the Red Wings certainly did not think they played that poorly. The puck just stay out of the net, as they said, but again, not their best game, but not their worst either. But either way, a good wake-up call, and come out strong here this afternoon.
They have only 10 shots on goal. We've got
a penalty here.
Both referees had their hands up in the air. So
slashing will be the call. So now,
Great, 2 minutes slashing.
Chris Rooney makes the call, so now the Red Wing penalty killing has to come up big. Well, he got the glove.
Yeah, you got a couple of chops in.
Tavares said, "I'll let the one go in the second. I'm going to show you, slash me." So Tavares will go to work. 10 power play goals, 20 power play points. The Islanders go to their second power play this afternoon. Brock Nelson back of the net. Nelson has 4 power play goals and 13 points at the man advantage. Strome. Down low, Nelson. The other side for John Tavares. Lubomir Visnovsky back for the captain, Tavares. Tavares with 4 goals and 9 points the past 5 games. Has it on the far side. Tried his pass back for Visnovsky that was blocked. Strome for Tavares. First overall pick in 2009, couldn't get through. Strome got it over to him. Far side save made off the shot from Nielsen.
Very nice save by Mrazek. That's a good move by Frans Nielsen, the 10-year veteran. And there's the numbers we'll look back from our open tonight. Only 64% of the penalty kill for the Red Wings in the month of January. The other months were up around 90%, all 3 of them, October, November, December. So,
and what saved them is their power play's been so good this month of January. It's helped out immensely.
Well, they're one of the hottest teams in the league, Detroit, in spite of the loss Thursday night. Boston Bruins, another team with 16 out of the last 20 points, the same as the Red Wings.
Boston just beat these Islanders Thursday night. 5-2. Chad Johnson will leave it there. Nick Leddy finds Josh Bailey. Grabowski able to intercept the feed. Bailey over there to get it to the line. Boychuk for Leddy. Boychuk getting it back. Bailey turns. Grabowski. Boychuk to Leddy. Shot tipped. Just off the outside of the net. Miller intercepts. That should do it. Time winding down. And the Eriksson penalty. And has now expired. As Leddy comes to center. Red Wings 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Casey Cizikas hit there by Quincy.
What do we got now?
Got
too many men?
Too many men.
Well, you got 6 Detroit skaters on the ice as well as Mrazek. So back to the PK go the Red Wings. 1-0 they lead.
Too many men on the ice.
Yeah, there's no question about it. 4 guys come off and all 5 thinking the penalty's over. Come on, hold it right there. Here comes Eriksson. He has only one option, to stay in the box if he sees 5 red jerseys out there.
Can't do that. Save made Mrazek.
Not allowed.
Islanders on the power play. Shot sails wide.
But who would have known?
Well, they look up at the... No, never mind. The Islanders in the power play. Wisnowski. Tipped in front. Mrazek got his arm out to stop that. Big save right there. Islanders' third power play of this afternoon. Nielsen with Tavares and Nelson, Leddy, and Wisnowski. Leddy knocked it down. Glendening pressuring. Leddy's got it. Then he lost it. Helms all over him. The Islanders change it. Wisnowski brings it in. Lubomir Wisnowski is returning to the lineup today after being out since early January.
Nice hop there.
Chad Johnson will come out and play it. Former Penguins draft pick. He played last year with Boston, did Chad Johnson. Very good in relief when called upon for Tuukka Rask. Scrum along the near boards. Finally freed up by Anderson, who gives it to Miller. Long shot in. Handled by Johnson. Josh Bailey in the left wing. Takes the shot. Brings it in onside. But right there was Glendening to send the Islanders power play back. That has now ended. Abdelkader out of the box. He was serving the too many men on the ice.
And only 5 red jerseys on the ice now.
That's a good thing. At center for Abdelkader with Nyquist. Off the backboards grab by Johnson. Get the $59 fan pack to see the Red Wings take on the Oilers March 9th. You'll get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, and 2 soft drinks. Plus, the first 7,500 fans get a Danny DeKeyser bobblehead. For tickets, call 313-471-7575 now. Ticket executives are standing by.
Talking about Jonathan Ericsson sitting in the penalty box, I remember way back when my brother playing in St. Catharines with Marcel Dion and company got thrown out of a game. And he walked around the building underneath the corridor, got in the penalty box with a jersey on, and they thought it was a player off the ice until they figured it out. And he had to walk all the way across the ice in his civvies, in his shoes, when they caught him. Oh boy, the things they used to get away with. Here, you go in the box, Dick. You won't have to use a player off the bench. He's already been thrown out for fighting.
Can't get away with that anymore.
No kidding.
That last long shot by Drew Miller. Skipped in on Johnson. That was the Red Wings' last shot in the last 14 minutes of play. Well, or one shot in the last 14 minutes.
Islanders have had back-to-back power plays, and they've only had 4 shots on those 2 power plays, and they're holding it at 14 right now. So, and Detroit's only got 11.
Helm chasing. First is Hickey. Stopped by Tatar. Tatar's got the only goal of this game from Datsyuk and DeKeyser on the power play. 5:29 into the first. Tatar circles with on his backhand to the forehand, giving it to Datsyuk. Hickey will clear it. Datsyuk back. Pushed it to Eriksson. With a lead pass for Tatar. Boychuk. Knocked down at center by Marchenko. For Sheahan. Ran out of real estate, but stays with it. Back in the net, Yurko. Smith scores! Brendan Smith, great blast! 2-0.
May be the hardest shot that Brendan Smith has ever let go in his pro career, and there's nobody home. Look at over here. Yurko comes and makes the play, and Smith absolutely bombs it into the top corner. And with 46 seconds left in the period, this is a mirror image of the goal that was scored in Tampa Bay at the end of the first period the other night that really broke the Red Wings back. in a 1-1 game, and that is a bomb. Oy, oy, oy.
Other end of the ice, but that's pretty much the exact same spot that Tatar
Right,
scored.
exactly. Marchenko may get an assist on that play at center ice. I don't know if he's a third assist in, but nonetheless, nice play by the rookie in his first game.
That play is called on the offside.
22 seconds now left in the period, but that's a huge goal for Detroit. Here's Marchenko standing up here to intercept that long bomb pass coming out of the Islander zone, knocks it down, feeds it right here to a teammate. In they go. Simple, keep it simple. Riley Sheahan doing a nice job of protecting the puck, and that's where Yurko takes over behind it. Brendan Smith, not the greatest angle in the world, but perfectly placed, just like Tatar's, right in the top corner. 2-0 Detroit.
Dahan goes back, chased by Zetterberg. Zetterberg, Datsuk, and Abdelkader to finish the period for the Red Wings. Hamonic put it back out front, loose for here in the slot, and Grabowski missed it as the period comes to a close. Wow. It's coming up in our MGM Grand Detroit second intermission. The Red Wings at even strength. Pavel Datsuk, more on him and the qualities that make the magician so great. Darren Elliott, Chris Osgood, and Trevor Thompson in the studio. Some Little Caesars pizza to start, and then some ice cream for dessert to finish it off. You're having a great afternoon, you two. Way to go.
Oh my goodness.
It's all gluten-free, Mick. Don't worry.
Ay, ay, ay.
Lovely. Nice. Well, join us.
Day at the Joe.
Join us again Thursday when the Red Wings head to Colorado to take on the Avs. Our coverage begins at 8:30 with the Red Wings live Thursday night. And Jerome McGinley, Colorado beat Nashville 3-1 last night. Jerome McGinley, 1200th career point. Iginla playing on the right wing. Alex Tanguay on the left. Matt Duchene in the middle. Their top line. Boy, it's like hot tub time machine. You got Tanguay and
Really?
Iginla. And on the fourth line, you got Daniel Briere playing with Maxime Talbot. But boy, with Nathan McKinnon and Ryan O'Reilly and Gabriel Landeskog, pretty good team.
They all had a
They're coming on, Colorado.
slow start, but goaltender being hurt, Varlamov early, and everybody had him buried. But yeah, they're only a couple of points out of a playoff spot.
Varlamov's been great. Pavel Datsuk turns in the corner. Center, knocked away. Eriksson moves in. Then around the boards and out to center for Strome. Got it through the skates of Helm, but Eriksson was there to recover for the Red Wings. And Burton, they gave it right back. Here comes Strome. Off to Tavares. Saved by Mrazek.
Wow.
On the hot shooter, Tavares with 4 goals each of the past 4 games. He's got one.
Yeah, and he thought he should have had one there too. That turned out to be a 2-on-1. And Kronwall, that went right through Kronwall and hit Mrazek. I mean, he's in good position. Give him credit for that. But the puck was on a good heavy shot by John Tavares, who loves to shoot the puck. He has really worked himself into being a superstar, boy. He was a great junior, but he didn't light it up right from the get-go. He's worked hard, worked on his skating.
Great junior player, and at 14 he was drafted into the Ontario Hockey League. Mrazek again running out of the glove. He was able to recover on that. That's up into the netting.
Let's look at Johnny T.
Watch this looper in on Rask, and he'll get the goal.
He's a really, really strong skater, and he's a big boy. He's not the greatest skater in the world, but boy, he's a solid skater. He's like Taves in Chicago. Although Tavares is a much bigger boy, tall-wise.
Well, as much as Garceau's been criticized, he's really kept the core together. He's found some good players, as we mentioned, some free agents to work around Tavares. And really added to his group, and that's why the Islanders have done so well this season, and right there with the Red Wings in the East, which tied with 65 points coming into play this afternoon.
Well, on the other end of the stick, we're talking about Trottier, Bossy, Gillies, Billy Smith, and Potvin and all those guys in Al Arbor. 4 straight Stanley Cups. They've had some miserable times in Long Island until this year. And wouldn't you know it, the team is moving to Brooklyn next year.
Well, the attendance in Nassau County has been great this year as a result of that. The fans have really come back to this team. They've missed the playoffs 7 of the past 9 years and no playoff round wins since 93.
That's 20 years, 21 years? Yeah, long time.
We've got a good prospect, Mick and Griffin Reinhart, the 6'4 defenseman, playing in Bridgeport, taken 4th overall in 2012.
And in the same 20 years, the Red Wings have been on a 23-year run in the playoffs. So we are, I'd say, a little bit spoiled. Big hit there by Yurko again.
Cizikas, who looked back at Chris Rooney, the referee, and says, what, no call? He's still chirping. He's still at the bench door chirping.
Really?
Johnson will play it. Brought out by Tavares. DeHaan knocked it in. Red Wings safely played back there by Quincy. DeHaan on it again. Put it toward the front of the goal, but knocked away by DeKeyser for Helm. 2-on-3. Helm escaped the hit from Hamonic. Put it across to Pavel Datsyuk. Datsyuk keeps control, then lost it. Break the other way. Bailey. Quincy got a stick in there for Datsyuk. Slipped it around for Quincy. Bouncing puck. No harm done there as Nyquist took that puck from the middle. Knocked down and sent it all by Johnny Boychuk. Nyquist able to get it back for Zetterberg. And he'll fire it in. Eriksson, good play back. Conwall moved quickly to Zetterberg. Bouncing puck wide of Chad Johnson. Yaroslav Halak getting the afternoon off for the Islanders. Zetterberg behind for Abdelkader. Circles the goal. Johnson will grab it in the blue and hold on.
Here's the hit that Cizikas was complaining about. It wasn't even a hit. Oh, come on. No. Family show in the afternoon here. Come on. Yes, indeed. Yurko's been solid today. Had a good hockey game. He's using his strength, using his size. He's on a 4th line for now. He hopes that changes. Glendening, on the other hand, has moved up to the 3rd line.
He had 2 goals on Tuesday in South Florida.
And I think they'd prefer to have Glendening as a permanent full-time 4th line center.
Played his position he's at now at wing until he came to the Red Wings, and just before that learning trade down in Toledo and Grand Rapids to become a centerman. Weiss, he's got it. Bershane back in front. Wisnowski read that. Got it ahead for Anders Lee to Grabowski. Moving in is Matt Martin, the league leader in hits. He's got 8 this afternoon, number 17 right there for the Islanders. 242 on the season. He's led the NHL in hits each of the last 3 years.
A lot of hitting, boy, every game. He's averaging 4 to 5 hits every game. Tough way to play the game, but you do what you have to do to stay in the league.
Well, the other man on the other wing, Cal Clutterbuck, is 206 for the season, 448 hits between the two of them. Jack Capuano, their head coach, says they're best 4th line in hockey. Penalty coming here to the Red Wings.
Brendan Smith, he's not going to like this at all. There's Clutterbuck trying to get by him, and oh boy, you can see that.
Like Babcock thinks that's a score call.
Detroit's number 2, powerful turfers.
Yeah, hard not to argue against that play. Brendan Smith really didn't do much but hold his ground. Clutterbuck, give him credit for make it look like he was trying to get around him. So a very weak call by the referee, and Babcock let him know about it. So Islanders are only down by 2. Their power play hasn't been very good so far, but they got a chance here to make it a one-shot game.
Nelson, Nielsen, Tavares, Wisnowski scores.
Wow.
Just returning to the lineup. His first game since January the 4th. And Mike Babcock says, yep,
He's
thanks
given
for
it.
that call.
He's given it to the referee stand at center ice. Thanks very much for making it a 2-1 game. He is really, really upset, and you don't see him get that upset that often. Only one guy home here. Wisnowski doesn't go to Tavares down here. He bullets it into the top corner. Blocker side, 2-1 game, 10 seconds. Red Wings scored 12 seconds into theirs, and this one only 10. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Early third period.
Red Wings have now allowed a power play goal in 7 straight games and 10 of 12. It had been so good. Red Wings have a power play goal of their own from Tatar this afternoon that made it 1-0. Smith made it 2-0 late in the second. The Islanders have that one back now. Here's Abdelkader. Saved by Johnson. Going down heavily was Clutterbuck. Matt Martin to the line but not out. Brendan Smith kept it in. Over Abdelkader's stick. Nyquist trying to go back his way. Zetterberg helped poke it along the near boards. Matt Martin pulled it back. Bouncing puck. Marchenko hit by Cizikas.
Different mindset with a one-shot game instead of 2 goals, I'll tell you right now.
Here's Tavares. Plucked it off the body, up and out of play. We're back in a moment. It's 2-1 Red Wings.
Nissan brings you the drive to the net, and it'll be Cool-Hand Luke twice in the first period. Looks like he's trying to get a jailbreak because he hits the front of the net with 6 goals, 2 on the road trip. He's feeling it offensively. There's the second go-round. And Chad Johnson does a nice job there to hold it away. And then the penalty, Glendening with help from Johnson selling it. But that's brought to you by Nissan. Drive to the net by Mr. Glendening. 11 minutes and 43 seconds of playing time for number 41 so far.
Darren Helm took that face-off. Pavel Datsyuk, who was after the puck now, has really struggled on draws this afternoon, and Helm won that one. The Red Wings have been dominated in the face-off dot today. The Kaiser across. Didn't see the shot, and a piece of that by Johnson. John Tavares, the Islanders' captain. Quincy wouldn't let him get him past. Got a shot anyway. Rebound! Oh, off to Kaiser and just wide. That was too close. Hamonic partially fanned on it. Tavares to Bailey. He delays. Staying with him all the way was to Kaiser. The point to Hahn. Save made. And a penalty coming here to the Islanders.
Boy, John Tavares is really feeling it. He's had several good scoring chances here in the third period. Nice save there by Mrazek. And how that didn't end up in the net. Watch the Kaiser doing his best to make sure that it gets out of harm's way. Right foot under the We've seen those bounce the wrong way with a lot of guys. Earlier this year, Cronwall had one going off his feet. Hahn gets a holding call that's about as weak as the one on Brendan Smith. So Red Wings do the same thing as the Islanders. We'll have a 3-1 game.
Just the Red Wings' second Bell Tire power play of this game. Just their 7th power play attempt the last 4 games. Remember when they were leading the league in advantages by a wide margin. But the power plays haven't been coming the opportunities as often lately. Zetterberg, checked by Nielsen. Grabner got in quickly on Kronwall. Kronwall with it now. Down low, Zetterberg. Abdelkader covered by two Islanders in front as Nyquist swings it back for Weiss. Back for Gus Nyquist. Wrist shot to the goal off his stick. Nyquist got there quickly to keep it in before Nielsen could clear, and then it was out of the reach of Weiss. Just over 8 minutes gone here in the third period. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. Glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon from Joe Louis Arena on Fox Sports Detroit.
Forward power play for Detroit. Sheahan out there.
Gets it to Datsuk. Around for Helm. De Kaiser for Pavel Datsuk. Played back. Here's Tatar. Got it over to Datsuk. In front, redirected Sheahan. Save made by Johnson. Datsuk swings it to the point. De Kaiser. Tatar. Oh, and a piece of that. And maybe just grazed the post. 15 to go in the man advantage. As Eriksson gets to center. Rims it around. Back to Eriksson.
Oh.
Scores! Not a power play goal, but it's a goal.
Yeah, right after the... So basically they do return the favor. Two weak calls, and they both end up in goals for each team. And that went off the defenseman's leg, Hickey, and it'll be the 17th goal of the season for a Red Wing defenseman. I think Jonathan Eriksson will get credit for it to see it go off the post. It had eyes after that. I don't think Glendening touched it, although he's been lucky lately. Wouldn't surprise me if it did. But it's a two-shot game again, and that's big for the Red Wings. Ouch, that hurt. Hickey again got nailed.
Eriksson's second goal in 4 games. And actually Eriksson's third goal in 9 games. The unassisted goal, 9:21. Even strength, and the Red Wings' 2-goal lead is restored. But a penalty upcoming.
Yeah, this could be a 4-minute penalty. It's an easy call to make. It's 3-1 Detroit. Half a period to go here at the Joe on a Saturday afternoon.
Offsetting penalties to Brock Nelson and Gus Nyquist. Here's another look at the goal.
It was a straight giveaway right there by Strome. He fanned on it, and it hit the back of the leg of Hickey right there. It was going this way, took a funny bounce and went that way off the goalpost, and Red Wings get a seeing eye goal to make it 3-1. It's a knuckleball. Here's another look at it from a different angle. Nicely done, guys. And off the goalpost and in, Eriksson gets his third and the 17th of the year for the Detroit Defense Corps.
Islanders control that faceoff. So Nelson will go on a list as Mrazek holds on for embellishment.
Really?
And Nyquist got hooking. And that's why Nyquist was arguing on his way to the box, maybe not realizing at the time.
Yeah. I mean, how do you embellish a hook like that? You must have tried too hard, I guess, eh? It was a major hook. Here we go.
Datsuk for Helm. Slips off the check of Boychuk. Eriksson. Took a strange bounce off of Stanchion in front. Datsuk able to keep it in for Helm. Kronwall unable to keep it in. Red Wings changing up the 4-man unit. Up for Kronwall, who gives it to Zetterberg. Now Kronwall will head off. Zetterberg up along with Abdelkader. DeHaan and Hamonic on the back end for the Islanders. Tavares and Grabner out front for New York. Travis Hamonic couldn't get through. Abdelkader looks for help. Zetterberg unable to help him as Abdelkader took a shot. Sent one high and a penalty coming here. Zetterberg, I think, was hooked on the way back. Delayed call. Abdelkader looked for DeQuincy but knocked away. And the Red Wings are going to have a power play here.
4-on-3. How about that? The DeQuincy code came in again. Hooking is the call, and Hamonic you don't like. 8:39 to go. And there he is behind Zetterberg trying to catch him, and he's got the hook out. Zetterberg had the arm up in the air like, hey, come on, ref. Oh, boy. A crazy game. Red Wings have a nice break between today and their next game.
And the next game will have the fathers and mentors with them. It'll be the dad's trip to play the Arizona Coyotes and Colorado starting in Denver.
Next Thursday night. Fox Sports Detroit.
So Sheahan getting it. Tatar off the line. Kronwall, Datsuk. Tatar fanned on. Kronwall got there before Hickey. Then Boychuk hit Sheahan, and the Islanders will clear it. By the time the Red Wings head back up ice, we'll be looking at a 5-on-4 situation, which is now upon us. Nyquist and Nelson out of their respective penalty boxes. Chad Johnson on the trapezoid cleared it around, jumping high to get it, but unable to was Abdelkader. And De Keyser knows a change is coming here. Gives it to Zetterberg. Offside though. Nyquist tried to bring it in off his skate, could not do it. The Joe will host its first Big Ten men's ice hockey tournament March 19th through 21st. Single session tickets on sale this Monday starting at $20 or buy 3-day passes starting at $45. For tickets visit olympiaentertainment.com. Red Wings Bell Tire power play. Their third of the game. Tatar opened the scoring on the power play. Datsuk and De Keyser made it 1-0 Red Wings, 5:29 into the game. Brendan Smith made it 2-0 late in the second. Nyquist, Abdelkader. Settled down there by Zetterberg. Just kept in by Kronwall. Zetterberg, backhander, loose in front. Jamming away, Weiss couldn't get a stick on. Weiss off the boards for Kronwall. Zetterberg, one-timer! Body in front, Nyquist scores!
That should do it here Saturday afternoon. 4-1 Detroit.
His 20th goal, his 12th on the power play.
Nice soccer play, and he plays it every night before the game. Right skate up to the stick, and no challenge from the goaltender there. And it's a 4-1 game. Should be all she wrote here with 6:52 to go. Wings rebounding from a 5-1 loss Thursday night. And a very nice rebound by Peter Mrazek. I must say, even though there's 7 minutes to play, Islanders with 21 shots. Mrazek's been solid. Very good. A nice bounce back by the young goaltender.
And for Gus Nyquist, gives him 4 goals and 8 points now his past 6 games. For number 14. Red Wings 2 for 3 on the power play today. in the corner as Smith and his man tied up. Grabowski's got it for the Islanders. And the poke check was Mrazek. Thomas Hickey to keep it in. Hickey with it. Grabowski the shot. And it was jammed out of harm's way by Yurko as Vladimir Visnovsky goes back. The Red Wings coming into this game today at a season-high 5 consecutive home wins and points in 6 straight before today. The Red Wings here at Joe Louis Arena since November 24th. Points in 13 of 15 games. The loss to the Islanders, one of just a couple of games where the Red Wings did not pick up at least a point here at the Joe. Looking to make amends for that this afternoon. Zetterberg and Kronwall assisting on the Nyquist tally. Datsuk's got it. Oh, toward the goal and nearly fooled Johnson. Helm back of the net. Good position. Boychuk checked hard as Datsuk was just heavy on Boychuk's stick, who's had a rough afternoon. Hit by the puck in the ear and was caught on the bench, and Datsuk saying, "Are you okay?" Heavy play by Datsuk, but not dirty. We're back in a moment.
Well, thanks, Trevor. Young Marchenko just completed a shift. He's going to be back on the ice now, but watch what he does here. This is part of learning your trade in the NHL and in pro hockey. It's a man-to-man coverage basically by the Red Wings, or at least it turns out that way. Marchenko's in front of the net with Grabowski right there, and watch where he goes. He's not staying home like he used to in the old days. He's following him. He goes over here. They switch off. Miller goes here. He comes here. That's what you're supposed to do in that kind of situation, and young Marchenko read that very well. And I'm sure they're very happy on the bench about that and playing in his first game this year. He's had a solid night, Ken. No mistakes. Kept it simple.
And Cizikas brought it in. Coming back hard was Yurko to cover Martin. Tipped in front by Cizikas. Didn't get out, and then Clutterbuck's shot went high.
Here's today's fun fact brought to you by Southgate Lincoln. And Nashville, coming off a loss to Colorado Thursday, goes into Pittsburgh tomorrow. Now, the Penguins have been struggling lately, but nonetheless, the only teams not to lose back-to-back games in regulation.
Not since Montreal, 76-77 as a team gone the season without consecutive losses in regulation.
Guess who was behind the bench then? Scotty Bowman. They had a great run there where they won 4 cups in a row. Scotty, the orchestrator of that group. Saw Scotty the other night down in Florida, looking good. For the game in Tampa.
Tipped in by Strome, up and out of play. Well, you mentioned Scotty Bowman. It just brings us back to the old days, and Scotty always loved Stan Mikita. And we want to send out our best wishes. He's not doing too well right now. It's suspected he has what is called a Lewy body dementia. Mick, it's a progressive disease. He's under compassionate care right now. Stan's 74 years old.
Not very old for sure. Stan Mikita was on Team Canada with me, and the greatest job that we had, other than winning hockey games against the Russians in those days, was guarding the beer fridge. And Stan and I were given that chore. You got to guard that beer. They're stealing it. They love that Canadian beer.
They had the roots bugged when you left. They knew when you were leaving.
Oh, I'll tell you what. He's a wonderful man, Stan Mikita. Yes, he's done a lot of work over his marvelous career in life with the deaf in hockey and stuff like that. Tony Granato, the assistant coach of the Red Wings, is close to Stan Mikita over there in Chicago, and we certainly hope that Stan is doing okay and somehow comes out of it.
And we heard from Mark Howe during our game last night, Michigan and Michigan State. He gave us an update on Gordy, who's doing wonderful after the stem cell therapy. And Gordy's going to be at a tribute dinner for him next week in Saskatoon. We'll get there on a private jet and raring to go. So that's great news for Mr. Hockey as well.
Stan Mikita was one of the They're great hockey players. I'll never forget the story that Stan told me. He said that one year he took all the penalties, and he was a nasty player. Boy, he came to play every night.
Right.
And his young 5 or 4-year-old daughter used to see him in the penalty box, and she said, "Daddy, why are you in the box there by yourself all the time?" And he was really upset by that. So was she. And the next year, Stan Mikita won the Lady Byng Trophy for the most gentlemanly player, all because of his daughter.
And that's an
Amazing
award
story.
that Pavel Datsyuk has won 4 times, so it tells you how you... One of those who, well, you could say was dirty. Yeah, Stan was, and then he became Mr. Clean. And
well, he came to play, boy, and he was a hard guy to play against. It was a great Chicago team in the 60s and 70s.
That's kicked out in front. Another shot blocked. And the Red Wings helping out Mrazek as Helm gets it to the near side. Bailey with a chance, missed the target. They're draped all over Helm as he tried to get it out. He was hooked. Puck didn't clear the zone as a result of that. Now Tavares. Back to the point, kept in by Leddy. Played back for him in between.
I wonder why, well, they finally make the change. Quincy comes on. They had Marchenko out there with Kronwall. Keep an eye on it. I don't think anybody's hurt. No, but now you've got Eriksson and Quincy. And he's going to go off. Quincy's saying, "What do you want me to do here?"
Trying to give the Red Wing defenseman a look with a righty.
Maybe, eh?
Tavares has had 3 shots this afternoon. Matt Martin has taken many shots this afternoon, but those are on bodies.
Well, it's a frustrating afternoon for the Islanders. Their people are telling us that they have not performed as well as they usually do. Giving full credit to the Red Wings for jumping on them early and not allowing a lot of room for the Islanders to do much of anything. And there we go. Leg out here. Martin.
There's Martin. Oh, shot at Smith. Well, that was the biggest shot Martin's throwing this afternoon. Besides having upwards of 10 hits here today. The league leader in hits. Threw a glove into the face of Brendan Smith.
And guess who they're chirping at? Cool hand Luke. He does get people peeved off. He plays the game in your face. It wasn't even Smith really that took Martin in. He was taken in by Marchenko. Smith's on the ground. And then he sucker punched him. Oh, boy, did he ever sucker him with that right hand. Oh, jumping. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. Holy jumping. So I don't know. Well, he gets 2 minutes for that. He got his money's worth on that for sure. This game's all over. Minute 38, 4-1 for the home team. A nice recovery by Detroit, coming off the loss 5-1 to Tampa Bay, and they'll jump back ahead of Tampa Bay with this win.
And Montreal was technically second, even though Montreal, the Red Wings, and the Islanders all with 65 points.
Right, and ahead of the Islanders by a couple. But again, that's the other division, the Metropolitan Division. Nobody cares a lot about that when you're in your own division, except overall standings at the end of the year.
Tampa Bay is home to Columbus tonight, so for the time being, the Red Wings will vault past the Lightning again.
And boy, if Montreal didn't come and win again, and it was McCandless and Pacioretty, boy, do they score big goals for the Canadians. Carey Price has been an absolute rock in goals. Another shutout for the Canadians and Price today.
Red Wings on a bell tire power play, which will conclude this game if they don't get one here. Weiss along with Glendening and Sheahan. Here's Quincy, got it with Eriksson. Riley Sheahan over to Jonathan Eriksson. 50 seconds to go in the third period. Red Wings by 3. Point shot, tipped Glendening, and held by Chad Johnson.
Okay, 43.7 seconds to go. It's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. It'll be Brendan Smith. It'll go down most likely as the winning goal for Brendan Smith, his 3rd goal of the year. And a bullet drive with 47 seconds left in the second period. That was a huge goal to give them a 2-0 lead. Wow, what a drive that was. Similar to the Tatar goal.
Smith faked the shot. And that one was sent high. Smith going back. Here goes Way. Yurko played it back for Anderson. Now to Marchenko. So some power play time late in the game for this group. As Clutterbuck got it to Brock Nelson. Long shot in. A chance and a shot knocked away. And it'll be Brendan Smith's first career game-winning goal. Fitting that he should finish with the puck. And the Red Wings finish the Islanders. 4-1 win after a 2-1 loss here earlier in the season. And Peter Mrazek bounces back after a tough night. He did not finish in Tampa. He wins here this afternoon as the Red Wings are back for the time being right there with Montreal in top spot in the Eastern Conference.
Well, very quietly, the Red Wings are going about their business. Not a whole lot of people thought they'd even make the playoffs this year. They've all but solidified that and nailed it down as they give a high five to the big crowd here at the Joe on a Saturday afternoon. And now we'll look at our big boy plays of the game. It'll be Mr. Mrazek. Wonderful bounce back for Peter Mrazek. Only one goal today. That'll make him forget about the game in Tampa Bay very quickly. Nice job for young Mrazek as he learns his trade. Big save there off the shoulder. He was solid as a rock in backstopping the Red Wings to a 4-1 win here this afternoon. Smart on top of the game right there. Good read, good play. Timely for sure. And Mrazek's got to be happy about that rebound for sure.
Third star, Brendan Smith, had the game-winning goal, first of his career.
Star number 2, also from Detroit, number 34, Peter Mrazek.
Peter Mrazek with 22 saves in the afternoon.
And star number 1 from Detroit, number 21, Tomas Tatar.
Who opened the scoring with a power play goal. And the Red Wings beat the Islanders 4-1. Detroit has now won 6 straight at home and points in 14 of their last 16 here in downtown Detroit. As we send it to the studios and Trevor Thompson.